Hey, greetings, sales managers, directors of sales, executive vice presidents of sales and management, chief marketing officers, chief revenue officers. Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of Crush Your Company's Quota. Folks, I know a lot of you know that I live in near Tamarindo in Costa Rica. That's what this background is of, and I'm going to make a bit of a disclaimer here. These are normally one-take wonders. I'm basically just speaking for a few minutes on a particular topic of sales management and sales coaching, etc. The reason I say that is because I don't do a lot of editing of the video or the audio. The howler monkeys are extremely active and they're close. You might actually see a few of them in the background as I progress with this video. They're very, very loud, and they are being very verbose this morning. So I just want to mention that to you. If you hear these loud screams as if somebody's dying, I assure you, everything is fine. Okay, today, coaching the 3-month turnaround. What do we do in that time frame? If a salesperson is faltering, they're stumbling, but before we get human resources involved with, a progressive discipline plan or I know some organizations call them POPs, performance, I forgot the actual term for it. But the point is that we've got this time, this limbo time, where we want to actually assess if the individual is going to work for us. Here's my suggestion to you. A 3-month turnaround. You don't have to call it that to them, but here's what it takes. Sitting down with the salesperson and saying, basically we are in a bit of a conundrum here. You're not hitting your numbers. We need to work through this. I want to work closer with you over the next 3 months. Now, 3 months is basically 13 weeks, but if you want to call it 12 weeks, that's fine too. And what you need to do is plan for the next 12 weeks. Now let's talk about what planning means. You take the yearly plan, the yearly quota that they have, and you basically, divide it by 52 or 50, however many weeks you divide it by, and then multiply it by 12. Now, this should be the number that they are shooting for. If you've got somebody that's 80% of quota, you don't want to try to shoot for 105%. You're happy with 100% just to get them back on track. Okay, then from that, you need to assess how they get to that number. In other words, how many calls, how many appointments do they need, how many, phone calls do they need to get to that appointment. This should all be documented. And by documentation, I don't mean that you hand them a formal document. You're sitting talking to the person. You're jotting some notes down. You know what the yearly goal is divided by 52 times 12. Then you take that 1 week number and you figure out how many appointments, how many phone calls, and any other activities necessary. Then you could take that weekly number and you could divide it by 5 if you want to. And basically say, here's what I'm expecting from you every day. What I would like you to do is to send me an email every morning about who you're going to call and what appointments you have. And then at the end of the day, I want a recap of how you did for the day. Now, look, you're a busy sales executive type person. I'm not expecting you to sit there and read and ponder every single bit of information that the salesperson sends you on a daily basis. It's more about them bracketing and focusing and getting down deep into what's necessary to make sure they're successful. See what's happening, what we're doing here though. What we focus on gets better. What we focus on gets better. And the only way that we could manage something is by measuring it. Well, we're doing both of those things. We're focusing and we're measuring. And the fact is that you're leaving it up to them to do it. Now, it could be a bit of a psychological crossroad here. If they don't do it, or if they're very lax at doing that, you've got a question to ask yourself. Is it time to get human resources involved, or maybe is it time for this person to find a position in a company where they're more suited? That's a choice that you're going to have to make. But with this 3-month turnaround, you at least are giving them a lifeline and you are assisting them. Now keep in mind, you may want to dive deeper with them, even if you're a busy sales executive. If your major philosophy in management is being responsible for other people and helping them, then maybe a couple times a week you may want to actually meet with this person. Maybe every day for the first week or two you may want to actually meet with this person and see if you can get their numbers turned around. That's what we're trying to do here. This is kind of a radical intervention, and it's going to require some of your time. The only thing I will tell you is be careful that you don't create any level of managerial codependency where they're depending on you for answers. They're not answering questions themselves because they figure they have a meeting with you tomorrow. Aside from that, what you are doing is just simply reviewing the numbers. You know, if they're supposed to make 15 phone calls a day to secure 3 appointments, they made 15 phone calls and only got 2 appointments. You may want to ask them, then what are you interested in? Are you interested in the process, or are you interested in the result? Why didn't you stay working until you got your 3 appointments? The goal wasn't to make 15 phone calls. The goal was to make 15 phone calls to get 3 appointments. You didn't get 3 appointments with 15 phone calls. Do you think maybe you should have stayed on the phone a little bit longer until you got that 3rd appointment? See what I'm saying here? And you're not doing it by batting them over the head. All you're doing is getting them to change their way of thinking. I mean, if you have a salesperson that simply says, oh, I'm supposed to make 15 phone calls, I make 15 phone calls, I'm done. No. 15 phone calls wasn't the goal. 3 appointments was the goal. And 3 appointments, if the goal is 1 sale and you didn't make a sale, then maybe you need to tune up the marketing, the telemarketing, torque that up to get more appointments to make up for the fact that you didn't make a sale in 3 appointments. You're changing their mindset. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that 3-month turnaround of what you can do to assist your salespeople in crushing your company's quota. Bill Shaka thanking you for attending another edition. Looking forward to seeing you in the next. Bye.